Hey guys, Hunter at rangehot.com. This afternoon I am doing a review on the Liberty Suppressors Triumph. So you'll notice I'm using the Barnes Precision Machine short barrel rifle, 7.5 inch barrel, 5.56. I've also run this silencer on the Double D Armory SSTF, which is a 16 inch 5.56 gun. And I want to talk a little bit about it. So this is a non-user serviceable direct thread silencer. So there's no moving parts and there's no disassembly. So what am I going to talk about? Well, first I'm going to talk about finding a silencer that will run on a short barrel rifle. There's a lot of them out there that'll let you run their cans on a 10.5 and 11.5, but very, very few silencer manufacturers will tell you you can run their can on a 7.5 inch 5.56. Liberty Suppressors being one of them, which is very, very important to me. Now, here's some of my thoughts behind this. I like the 7.5 inch 5.56 because I've done ballistics testing on it, and if you pick the right ammunition, you're not losing a whole lot. Velocity wise, yes. Lethality, not so much. Plus, broken all the way down, I'm still under the length of a 16 inch carbine with something in 5.56 that I could shoot that's hearing safe. Now, what do I mean by hearing safe? You can shoot this carbine with this can on it without hearing protection. Now, I don't know that I would want to do that all day, but I mean, I have run a 30 round mag through it hard as I could go without ears, and it seems to be pretty decent. Understand, when you run a can on a short barrel like this, you're going to lose some longevity. You know, it's going to beat the baffles up a little bit worse than it would, say, if on your 16 inch gun. But this is an all titanium steel can and baffles, except the first blast baffle on this is Inconel. Inconel is a whole lot harder than titanium, so you're certainly going to be able to get a lot more life out of this with that initial Inconel blast baffle. So people I talked to in the industry said on a 7.5 inch gun like this, running real 5.56, you should easily be able to get 5,000 or 6,000 rounds out of one of these cans before you start losing any, noticeable amount of suppression level. Here's my whole reasoning for about this can is this is my EDC, and what I mean by EDC is this is my everyday carry. Generally, I don't leave the house without this in my car. It's a pretty crazy world we're living in, guys. That's no secret. And of course, we all legally carry concealed or open carry, whatever's your preference. No judgment for me on that. And that's great. Yes, I encourage everybody to carry their sidearm. Don't walk into your daggum local convenience store with an AR strapped across your back. Though you may legally can do it, I don't know if that's such a good idea. You're drawing a lot of unwanted attention to yourself. Whenever you're ready. But let's talk about having something in your automobile while you're on the road to defend yourself with. You know, we've seen a lot of the craziness that's happened. People getting attacked, people getting drug out of their car and getting the hell beat out of them. And that's terrible. You know, me by myself, if I'm cruising that road and there's 20 or 30 individuals that are hell-bent on stopping me from passing and maybe hold a little bit of ill will toward me, I don't want to have to defend myself solely with that sidearm. Now, certainly that sidearm would be better than a sharp stick, but understand this, God forbid if something like that happens, if you could roll out deploying a piece of equipment like this, you've certainly got a whole lot better chance of walking away as compared to, your sidearm with even possibly a couple spare mags. I mean, you got 30 rounds in the magazine, surely you're carrying a couple spare mags with you on top of your sidearm. So that's something to consider. Now, you roll out of your car, you got to defend yourself and your family, God forbid, terrible situation. You're not going to have time to find your eye protection, hearing protection. So something along those lines, man, you would not want to shoot any AR without ears, especially short barrel rifle like this. Man, it's intolerable. Not only to yourself, but your bystanders. What if you've got your family with you? What if you've got a child with you? And they're going to have to endure the report of a short barrel rifle or even an AR carbine. Man, it's just, God, it's brutal. This serves for the sole purpose of what I call a time saver. This is a time saver because now this stays on the gun. I don't have to try to find my hearing protection before I deploy it. Or hearing saver, if you can't find your hearing protection and then you start putting rounds down range with something like this, I mean, it's going to be hearing damage. You'll notice that I do have some Magpul flat dark earth furniture on my short barrel rifle. And so when I was talking to the guys at Liberty, I wanted a can to kind of match. So they worked with a company called Sand Mountain Armory. Sand Mountain Armory was good enough to Cerakote this Triumph in flat dark earth. So, it's all kind of matching. Anyway, I don't know how important that is, but I thought it was a really cool touch. I'm also running, I just started reviewing this Riton red dot. It's brand new from Riton. Very affordable red dot. So far it's held up well. I'm an iron sight kind of guy, but I'll be honest with you. Here again, not only am I coming to you about reviewing this silencer, but also this is a really good solid self-defense package. Iron sights are great and we all love them, but it's not a bad idea to have some kind of one power optic, red dot or what have you. Now, and also if you're running something like that, you want to make sure that your optic would co-witness with your sights, because God forbid if the optic went down, the battery died, something that happened, you can pop your Magpul backup iron sights and you're not completely out of the fight. So that's just something to consider. Anyway, so I've got about 1,000 rounds through this silencer so far. As best I can tell, there has been no suppression loss. Still hearing safe. So if you're curious about some of the more specific details on the silencer, there is an article on rangehot.com where I go through the details about, length, weight, all that. This is just a video overview. Another aspect of adding anything to your gun is it going to affect reliability or accuracy? Well, I run this silencer on this gun, shot it out at 100 yards. It printed about the same groups that I'm used to seeing with it without the can on it, and it hasn't caused any kind of reliability problems whatsoever. When you run a can, you are going to get a little bit of back pressure, maybe a little bit of gas blowing in your eyes. It's not bad, but there's no free lunches in this world. So you're going to run a can, make it here and safe. It's going to make your gun a little nastier, maybe get a little bit of gas splash back there through the bolt carrier group. No big deal, just be advised of that. So all in all, I'm a big fan of Liberty suppressors. I think they do a really good job. And on this Triumph that I can run on my 7.5 inch 5.56, I'm very, very satisfied with how it's gone. So anyway, if you're thinking about getting a carbine for home defense or self-defense or taking with you on the road, a little shorty like this, Liberty Suppressors is one of the only silencer manufacturers that I could find that will say, yeah, you can run it on a 7.5 inch gun, no problem. So keep that in mind. You're going to run something on it. Right now, I think Liberty Suppressors is your best bet. So anyway, if you're interested, go over to rangehot.com, check out the article, let me know what you think. Appreciate you watching the video. I want you to take care of yourselves and each other, and I look forward to seeing you at the range.